Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Stochastic.com NFL single lineup strategy show, tournament edition. Call it whatever you want, but we got Thursday Thanksgiving football tomorrow, and I couldn't be more excited. Ben and I broke down the first look yesterday, even built out a lineup ourselves, but we didn't have the data. We didn't have the projections, the ownership. Single lineup sim wasn't updated until today. So now we dig into it. Greg Ehrenberg joining me as always. What's up, brother?
Yeah, producing. Jordan, I don't know what the hell's going on over in California. I get a message from Jordan, I feel like 3 times per week that his power's out.
It's California.
They don't have power grids there. They're really trying to I guess that's the easiest way to save the environment. No more electricity, no more power. They just shut the grid off.
That's right,
it really is true. Also, Jordan texts me fairly frequent, like 3-4 in the morning. Hey, just letting you know my power's out right now, which I assume because he just plays Call of Duty all night, and he just only goes to sleep when his power goes off. And he's like, all right, I can't do anything now.
Yeah, right. So I'll hit Greg up. The old rolling blackouts of Southern California. Anyway, we got it. You're producing. We'll be fine. I mean, this is simple enough. Who knows? Might even be easier. Happy to have you guys with us though. Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Hopefully you do you enjoy Thanksgiving? Because I know so many people hate seeing their family and it's a drag for them. I thoroughly enjoy it. We're going to my wife's side of the family, but I'm tight with my brother-in-laws, with my sister-in-laws, even my in-laws. Overall, I'd say I lucked out.
Yeah, I like Thanksgiving quite a bit. So, I mean, my family is also really close. So it's not that far removed from just kind of a normal-ish type day anyway. Just everybody, because we're kind of used to having everybody be around. Maybe it's a little bit rarer now because I've got my brothers in med school, my sisters in grad school. So not as many days that we're all together. But yeah, I like it. In general, top tier holiday.
Best and worst Thanksgiving food? Super. This is a casual question, right? This is the basic question, but I need to know. Favorite Thanksgiving food, least favorite Thanksgiving food?
Favorite is mashed potatoes. That's also my favorite for anything.
It's you can't lose. You can't go wrong.
Least favorite, I don't know, cranberry sauce.
Okay. I think turkey is leader in the clubhouse for just like fine and necessary, but not really the needle mover, right? Like we always do, my brother-in-law likes to do the deep fried turkey and it's good. It's good, but it's not like, oh my God, deep fried turkey, this is the best thing ever. Turkey's fine. The best though for me is the stuffing. I could eat pounds of stuffing. And my mother-in-law makes this sausage stuffing, which when I first met my wife, I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this. You try sausage stuffing. I think it was Ben who I told about this, and he tried it, and he's like, yeah, it's a game changer. You'll never go back. You will never go back to regular stuffing. It's the best thing you'll ever have in your life.
All right. I'll take your word for it. I do agree with you on turkey, though, and I would say the number one reason why turkey, and I think I say this every single year, so maybe it's a bit hack at this point, but outside of Thanksgiving, never in your life are you going to go to a restaurant and order a turkey over a steak.
Exactly.
So it's clearly just subpar meat.
You're not going to order turkey over really anything on the menu.
No. If turkey was so great, it wouldn't be a Thanksgiving exclusive food. We'd be eating it year round. It's lunch meat.
Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons turkey is a staple of Thanksgiving is, first of all, it was abundant, but also it's cheap. Like they're not even very expensive. I'm pretty sure, if it was more accessible, everybody would be doing, New York strip.
Yeah. I mean, Obi-Wan in chat says you haven't had good turkey. My mom makes really good turkey. I've had good turkey. There's just an upper bound limit to what turkey could possibly do. And I'll ask Obi-Wan, have you ever gone to a nice restaurant, looked at the menu and go, oh, all right, they've got lobster, they've got steak, they've got, oh my God, turkey? I got to get the turkey.
Never.
It's not something that happens.
Never. It doesn't. Listen, I enjoy the turkey, right? I'm a gravy on my turkey guy, by the way. And by gravy, I mean real gravy, not the red sauce that people call gravy, the Italians. But my wife's whole side of the family is Italian. And oh man, I was talking to them about Christopher Columbus the other day, just trying to grind them up a little bit. I was like, You guys know Christopher Columbus never even came to like the United States of America. You know that? And they're, basically just trying to grind their gears a little bit, which worked. It was good stuff. We had all had a few drinks. It was my daughter's first birthday party. She was asleep at the time. But as far as turkey goes, okay, as far as turkey's concerned, it's good. It's good. But it's not like, wow, I can't wait to eat the turkey. Usually, Greg, I eat the turkey first on my platter, and then I move to the other stuff because I like to get it out of the way, and then I have all this other delicious goodness. Green bean casserole, someone said, is not good. I love green bean casserole. A good green bean casserole is fantastic. You can't go wrong with most Thanksgiving foods. And you know what, Greg? I even like the cranberry sauce.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm not getting into a debate of like, is Columbus, was he a good guy or not? None of that stuff. I'm saying I was just trying to grind some gears. Keep in mind, most people back then, by today's standards, would not be good people.
No. He was the precursor to the Jersey Shore, going up and down the coastline on the beach, spreading syphilis around. And that was the first intro to Italians in the United States. And then we got, the situation and whatnot.
He was objectively not a good person, but Christopher Columbus was also highly impressive because not many people could or would be able to do what he did, even though it was kind of like an accident where he ended up. Well, let's not get into it. Not a good person, still impressive. I think today we should be able to apply nuance to every conversation. Maybe some of you disagree. I don't care. Let's talk a little bit about this Thursday Thanksgiving slate, Greg. 3 games. One of them with Cooper Rush and or Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock, who's actually an upgrade from DeVito. I have a feeling Drew Lock's going to start this game.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Tommy DeVito is even going to be physically capable of playing based on some of the wording that we've gotten from the Giants. And we know that their preference is to play DeVito, if for no other reason other than there's a bunch of contract incentives in Drew Lock's contract where you might have to pay him an extra $1 million+ if he starts the rest of the year. And a little bit of a penny pinching move by the Giants because the season's so done at this point. What's the $1 million difference going to make? But it seems that they've really prioritized trying to get DeVito the snaps so that there won't be those snaps going to Drew Lock. But in our projections right now, we do have Tommy DeVito in. And yeah, it's one of those tricky situations where we just don't really know who's going to start at QB.
We don't. We'll figure it out. We'll have the projections updated. I think we'll know sooner than later, Greg, just in the sense of like which way it's trending, and then we'll be able to have the projections updated. What I mean is, I don't think it's that we're not going to be able to update until after the first game is live. Like I think we should be okay, but we'll see. I don't know. Dable said he's not 100% to start. We'll figure that one out soon enough. But let's build a lineup. The way we do things on the single lineup show here is, look, we have the regular sims. Greg and I do that show every Friday. We're going to do that for the main slate this week. So everything, stays normal there. But for this one, we're going to do Thanksgiving. We're going to build out some lineups and see how they sim. We'll go, and let's change that up top, Greg. Let's go to large field contest. And I don't want to go too crazy here. That $5 milli sucks. The structure of that contest really sucks. It's like 600,000 entries.
Yeah, I haven't looked too much at the payout structure. I just saw that there was a $5 milli, and it's 40% to first place because I think that's that would be correct. And then you've got some other contests too that are more reasonably structured. But that milli is pretty insanely top heavy.
So let's go like 15% to first. There's some really great single entry stuff out there this week for the Thanksgiving slate. I was looking through it. They have the power sweep. It's not the power sweep. It's called like the hungry special or some shit. I don't know what it is. It's in there. The spy, the red zone, all of those, they may have different names, but it's the same exact structure. It's the same payout up top and all of that stuff. So we could go 20 or 15, whatever you want to do.
I'll just leave it on 20 because it may be a little bit of a balance, but ultimately it's not going to make too big of a difference. 20 versus 15. I'll just leave it at 20 because I do think ownership will be a little bit more important when you consider overlap in lineups, and then also just the limited amount of options that we have for a 3-game football slate.
All right. So we have a few places to start. Ben and I built one out yesterday, and he wanted to build one out for the Millie, right? And in doing so, we wanted to get kind of wild with it. We had Keenan Allen, a low on DeAndre Swift in there without Caleb Williams. We had a full out onslaught Dallas stack with Dallas defense. So a lot of crazy things. Can we actually sim that lineup real quick before we do anything? Just plug it in. I just want to see how it turns out. This would have to be large field and then go 40% to first. Can we do we have 40? Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. One other thing that we could do as well, just because there's only 3 games, I think it might be fun. We could do a lineup for a game stack of each game.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, go Cooper Rush.
And this is the one, just once again, for people's reference. This is what Ben and Laufey hand-built on yesterday's First Look show, correct?
Correct. We had a lot of people asking us if we could run it, but we couldn't at the time. Okay. Yeah. So I just figured we have a bunch of, some good crossover audience from yesterday to today. This would be, though, like you said, for the Millie, the $5 Millie. You're not playing this in a single entry or anything like that. All right. And then it was DeAndre Swift. I think it was Gibbs.
Okay.
And then it was CeeDee Lamb. It was Keenan Allen. Throw Dallas defense in there because I'm pulling this up. I'm pulling the actual lineup up right now. Dallas defense. We had Schoonmaker. And then what do we have left there?
6,400 for a wide receiver in a flex spot.
Okay, here we go. I just pulled it up. It is. Got it. Okay. So we have Rush, Swift. Sorry, it was Dowdle Dowdle. Put Dowdle in flex, and then Tyreek Hill,
and that would be everything.
Yes.
400 left over.
That's it.
All right. Let's see how it comes out. So first lineup that Ben and Laufey built yesterday, and this was the idea that it would be for the Millie Maker, which super top heavy, massive contest, and 31.8% sim ROI. I do also think I don't know because I haven't played around with lineups yet, but my intuition is it is going to be very difficult on a 3-game slate without a massive amount of value to create those like 100, 150% ROI lineups. I don't think we're going to be getting those for this slate.
I don't think we are. You see that oftentimes on these short slates, but we'll take it. Look, 32% ROI on this slate with something as crazy as that with a 40% payout. I'm all about it. So, Greg, the reason I wanted to do that though is just to show everybody that if you're going and you're doing these 40% to first payouts, doing a traditional kind of like logical type lineup doesn't really work. And maybe some of them will, but this type of stuff can work. So let's do this. Dive into it, but I'll throw it to you because you have great insight with this type of stuff. When you're building stuff out for the large field contest with the big pass, or you know what? Matter of fact, even like feel free to take this whichever way you want. Even like a 5,000 entry, single entry or 3 max on a 3-game slate, where we know where the chalk is going to be. We know what isn't going to be owned. We know there's not going to be a ton of value. What do you think the best way is to build lineups while being logical, but also not getting too stupid to where you're just building dead lineups before the games even start?
Yeah, probably pretty heavy game stacks. I did run some lineups through the contest generator and the Sims. And one thing I saw that showed up way more frequently for this 3-game slate than what shows up for the bigger main slates, I was getting a bunch of lineups that was like QB +3 with 2 run backs, so like QB +4 and 1 run back. And if you think about it from a logical standpoint, there is not that much points per dollar value for this slate. So it's how do you create the most upside possible when it's not just plug in this, 5,200 guy who's projected for 18 fantasy points. Instead, it's you create as much upside as possible by just jamming correlated players into lineups together. So heavier stacking, also more apt to have run backs on the other side. That's what it looks like the Sims are indicating is the best way to create a ceiling for yourself.
Okay, so let's go ahead and build one out. Start it with you. We got large field, 20% to first. You want to look game stack here?
Yeah. We could go through each game and build one lineup for each of them, and then we'll also go and look at FanDuel as well.
Let's do it. Who do you want to start with?
Let's do it in chronological order. So we'll start with the Bears and the Lions game. And you guys will also see on screen here, we've got Caleb Williams actually expected to be the chalk at quarterback on our initial run. He is pulling 27% ownership. So the most popular QB on the entire slate, it is the rookie, Caleb Williams, who has at times looked terrific this year, and then at other times looks kind of lost, which is more or less to be expected for most rookie QBs. But the talent is clearly there. You see some insane ceiling games for Caleb Williams. Also, a very, very good game script for him to be throwing the football. You can't imagine a scenario where the Bears are winning and are running the ball later in the later stages of the game. Some of the best performances from Caleb Williams from a fantasy standpoint this year have been where the Bears are down like 20 points and then he has to throw 50 plus times or something like that. So with the ownership being fairly, it's more in favor of Caleb Williams, but it's not a massive gap. Let's go with the salary savings. Go 5,300 Caleb Williams.
One thing I never hate about this, even though I don't love the matchup, I don't love that it's in Detroit where they just, route teams. One thing I like about this, and I'd mentioned it on the First Look show yesterday, if you look at, target share, route participation, and all of that stuff, it is crazy how concentrated this passing offense is right now. I mean, absolutely insane. So with that in mind, yeah, if you're going to do it, at least we know, Greg, that getting to a spot like this, we do know which pieces make the most sense. Does that mean it's going to work out well for us? No, that's okay though. And just looking at this, so I'm pulling it up from the last 2 weeks, right? So weeks 11 and 12, since the offensive coordinator shift in Chicago and likely some other things behind the scenes that we might not be privy to right now. The target share is 30% Keenan Allen, 26% Rome Odunze, only 18% more, which is interesting, and 17% Cole Kmet. But you look at the snap counts for these guys, and it's 99% or 97% over the last 2 weeks for Moore, 85% for Odunze, and 90% for Keenan Allen. So and 100% for Cole Kmet. You at least know where to go to with this team.
And then as far as our projections go, if you guys could see here on screen, right now we've got DJ Moore a little over 14 fantasy points, Keenan Allen a little bit over 13, and then Odunze a little bit over 10. So where a lot of people might be trying to figure out what you want to do in this 5K range where Keenan Allen's 5,100 and Odunze is 5K, our projections very strongly prefer Keenan Allen.
I prefer Keenan Allen as well. No problem going to Keenan Allen here. Let's plug him in.
DJ Moore as well?
Yeah, plug DJ Moore in too. Looking on the other side of this, you can go Jamison Williams. You can go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Also, though, here's another thing. I don't think you need, if you wanted to full out game stack this, fine. But I don't think you necessarily have to only be looking at wide receivers. Like the Lions have played in a way that they have such an explosive run game. Gibbs could rip off 2 40-yard touchdowns on the ground like that. So, I'm even fine going Gibbs and Williams or something like that and making this a more interesting type lineup. But, and this, of course, is assuming St. Brown plays. My guess is he does. It's a short week. I think he's fine. But can it even work? What if we throw Jamison Williams in here? How does he look for us in the projections?
All right, so we have Jamison Williams. Not great, not terrible. At 6,100, we have him for 12.26 fantasy points.
St. Brown just projects so well.
Yeah. With that said, there are a lot of players around Jamison Williams that have comparable to slightly better projections that are cheaper. Like Jaden Reed is cheaper than Jamison Williams. Keenan Allen is cheaper than Jamison Williams. And those are two guys that we have projected better than Williams.
Can we make it work with St. Brown?
Let's see. Yeah, I think so. We've got Caleb Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Amon-Ra St. Brown. That gives us $4,600 in average salary left. So then if we plug in, I guess we'll go Cowboys defense.
Sure, that's fine.
We could go Giants defense or Dolphins defense if we really needed to save more salary, but let's plug in the Cowboys for now. So that gives us 5,100 left for a running back, tight end, and a flex spot.
It's doable. Dowdle and Tyrone Tracy both look very good this week.
Yeah, who's cheaper?
Dowdle, and he projects better.
Yeah, I'm more, and also since we have the Cowboys defense, Dowdle makes more sense.
Yeah. Although I'd have no problems this week going like Cowboys defense with a player from the other, especially knowing that they could get a defensive touchdown or two, and then things change in a hurry, and the teams are forced to throw the ball. Obviously, you'd prefer that with a receiver opposed to a running back, but I don't hate it. Yeah, this lineup's actually going to work. So Jonnu's been fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking about Tyreek Hill being used as a decoy. I don't fully buy that. I just don't think they've needed to use him over the last 2 games where they've destroyed the Raiders and Patriots. But he's been good. You could full out stack this with Cole Kmet if you wanted to as well.
Yep, Cole Kmet is a potential option.
Schoonmaker.
Sam Laporta is pretty cheap. I know that he hasn't had the best fantasy season, but I don't know, $4,100 for Sam Laporta and him to not be popular on a slate of this size. We'll see if the ownership changes tomorrow, but 21% Sam Laporta at $4,100. That seems like he's being undervalued by the field.
Fine with Laporta. I think Schoonmaker looks great. So what do you think would play better though in the sim here on a 3-game slate? Laporta or a near identically priced Cole Kmet at a cheaper price? Near identically projected Cole Kmet with a cheaper price point.
Probably Cole Kmet just for the triple stack. So we could go Kmet.
I like both, by the way, because I don't even hate having Gibbs, St. Brown, and Laporta without Goff if we have Caleb Williams on the other side. So yes, I'm fine with either.
Especially not on a slate of this size. And then that gives us $6,300 left where we could go to Tyrone Tracy. We could go to Jaden Reed. That would give us... let me see also, is there a way, if we went a little bit cheaper at defense, is there somebody else we could get in?
I actually don't think so. I don't think there is. It's the range is kind of, it disappears in the 6K range for the most part, if I recall correctly. Yeah.
We would be able to get Montgomery in, but then we'd have Montgomery, Gibbs.
I think we do Cowboys with, well, you don't want to play Tracy with Cowboys?
I mean, we could. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Go back to defenses.
Mm-hmm.
You could go. You don't want to go Lions defense here.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the Bears or Lions defense.
Yeah. All right, just try it with Tracy and see what happens.
All right.
Or you could go Jaden Reed if you want.
Yeah, I think Jaden Reed, they're very, very comparably priced. I think Jaden Reed would sim out slightly better just because of the not defense versus position player. We did leave $600 in salary on the table for a 3-game slate. I don't know about you, Lofty, but I'm totally fine with leaving even upwards of like 1,000 plus on the table. Yeah. That's one way to differentiate a lot. Hey, this one came out pretty good, 79.2% sim ROI. So there we go.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, the full-out game stack is going to play nicely, I think, in these sims. And I haven't even run the traditional sims yet. I know how these 3-game slates play out generally. And for the most part, because you're really trying to thread a needle, in my experience, the lineups that generally perform the best and sim the best are the ones that have, like, where you're just kind of going all out.
Yeah. Agreed. And we can move on to the next game now, which is Giants Cowboys. And this isn't necessarily the end all be all, but I think it's kind of fun if we gamify this a little bit as we're going. We just see which game ends up with the highest sim ROI. So we're at 79.6%. We built one for Lions Bears. So let's see if we can top that with the Giants Cowboys stack.
Let's do it. By the way, at the top of the show, Rob Rice mentioned in chat. He said, "Good morning, gents. Another great night with Portfolio EV. Playing in my first Millie Maker tournament tomorrow. Let's cook." Yeah, Portfolio EV smoked yesterday. I think for all of us. And there weren't even a lot of games. Like I had my lowest volume of bets down in a while and still had around the $1,000 profit on the day. You had a big profit on your bankroll builder challenge as well. One of probably your biggest profit or one of your biggest profits of the season doing that challenge.
It had a good ROI. It wasn't the most profitable last night just because of limited amount of bets. Because I've had some days where I've had 40 plus bets that have had a 20+% ROI. So yesterday was really good, but there have been better days just because of the amount of games that are on the NBA slate. But either way, it was a really good slate.
Look, man, if you guys are interested in, you can be thankful for a lot of things this Thanksgiving. Go ahead and thank yourself for grabbing Portfolio EV. I mean it. Like there's nobody out there in the world that when you ask them, hey, would you like to make more money with the least amount of effort necessary outside of a basic understanding of the concepts of how market-based betting at Portfolio EV works? Would you like to make more money with a total time commitment of 15 to 30 minutes a day that doesn't disrupt your lifestyle or your family or your actual job? There's no one out there that's going to say no. And if you did say no, well, you know what? Credit to you. You care a lot less about making money than myself and Greg. But if you are someone that wants to make money and you really want to dig into this process, even if you're not an avid sports bettor yet, but you're willing to dive into it, right now, 75% off the entirety of the month with Portfolio EV. It's on our Odd Shopper side, our betting side. This is where we designate so much of our time lately because the tools have been absolutely crushing, just absolutely dominating, man. And it takes no time throughout the day. Like, listen, DFS is my true first love with all of this. But you know what? It's like this. The swings are crazy and it takes time, and it's like you're obviously the sims free up some time. But with this, the mass entry tool that we have at Portfolio EV, you can literally click one button. It loads up to 20 bets at a time into your bet slip on any sports book. And then you just set your bet. And that's it. That's it. You click bet and go. You're getting 100, 200 bets. Just by the way, there's 29 games today between the NFL or NBA and NHL. You're going to I have 80 bets down already and it's 10:30 in the morning. I'm going to be well over 200 bets today. No question. I'm going to get down as much volume as I want, despite the limits, the crippling limits you would think on these sports books. It doesn't matter. If you guys want to try it out, do yourselves a favor for Thanksgiving. The link is in the description. And here's all you do. Click the link. And by the way, all of the tutorials, you'll get a welcome email. All of the tutorials are there and in the Discord. Watch them all. Greg just did an awesome one. I have them out there as well. You'll see it down there for Portfolio EV. Just click it. Get 75% off. You see Portfolio EV it says with code exclusive. Don't use that. Use code THANKS. Use the code THANKS for 75% off. That's $25 for the entirety of the month, 83 cents a day, and you'll be well on your way to seeing the profits roll in. And Greg, I think you'd agree. If they have questions, they can always hit us up.
Yeah, for sure. My DMs are open on Twitter. If you guys are in Discord, you could also message me in Discord. Oh, Discord has been a little bit weird where I get a new DM and it kind of hides it and it's hard to find sometimes. So it is easiest to message me on Twitter, but my DMs are open.
Same here. Mine have been coming through late as well. Clayton said being able to bet without the expense of family time is the biggest plus EV. Yeah. Or even just hobbies if you don't have a family. Rob Rice, 47% ROI on plays I took last night. That's crazy, dude.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, check it out. Use promo THANKS at checkout with that link in the description where you see Portfolio EV. All right. So let's build it out with, let's go. Cooper Rush.
It's going to be hard to get as good of a sim ROI when the only QB options are Cooper Rush or Tommy DeVito.
Dude, I kind of like Cooper Rush this week.
All right, let's go Cooper Rush.
He hasn't even been bad. Look at against the Eagles, he was terrible. We're learning quickly, though, that Eagles defense is legitimately good, right?
Yeah, very good.
The Giants have a good pass rush. They're still top 5 in sacks. Thibodeau's off the IR. You have Dexter Lawrence. You have Brian Burns. I get all of that. And the Cowboys are banged up in the offensive line. However, Still a much worse defense. Much worse. The Cooper Rush had a great game, or at least by his standards, Greg, a great game against the Washington Commanders. Of course, a lot of that came late in the game, but it doesn't matter. It's almost 250 passing yards, 2 touchdowns against Houston. 354 passing yards and a touchdown, 20-plus fantasy points. You're not going to get any rushing production from him, and Rico Dowdle may have a big game, but I still think we throw him in there. I'd rather go him than Tommy DeVito.
All right, so let's start here. I've got Cooper Rush plugged in, and safe to say that CeeDee Lamb goes into pretty much any lineup that has Cooper Rush in it.
Yep, I said the same thing yesterday on the first show.
For a couple of reasons. Number one, I mean, he's just clearly the number one target in the Cowboys offense. But then also, if you've got Cooper Rush at quarterback, you've got all this excess salary to spend. It's just so logical that CeeDee Lamb is going to be in nearly all of those lineups.
So let's go. You know what? I want to try Dowdle and Tracy in this lineup.
All right. Dowdle and Tracy. Dowdle. All right. So they are $58 and $5,500. So we've got 53-20. Yeah. All right. So we've got both the running back spots filled. Do you want to plug in the defense just so we've got a pretty good idea of where we're looking
plug in whoever you want here.
Let's just go cheap with the Bears. Why not? What difference does it make?
Go. Okay.
If we've got other salary at the end, we could upgrade the defense.
Sure. Who do you like next? I think we have plenty of salary left.
Yeah, so now we could really spend up for a lot of these guys, especially when you consider there's no expensive tight end option. So we could go. I think Neighbors makes sense in this lineup, as we could probably go Neighbors and Amon-Ra St. Brown, actually.
Try it.
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Neighbors. Yeah, then we've got $4,600 left for tight end plus flex.
I mean, I think we throw Schoonmaker in there.
Yep. Make it a triple stack and then 58. Perfect. Then you get Jaden Reed fits in exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you could go Reed, you could go Moore.
Or DJ Moore if you have a preference.
Wait a second. What if we went Keenan Allen? Can we upgrade the defense to anything good? Because it looks like Keenan Allen projects well for us, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. If we did that, then we could go to
I think Packers makes
Giants
more sense.
Defense. We could do the Packers defense. Yeah, Packers defense is the one. Well, the Giants defense projects the best of the ones here, but Packers defense are the ones that don't correlate.
Let's try it.
Cooper Rush, Tyrone Tracy, Rico Dowdle, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Schoonmaker, Keenan Allen, Packers defense. Not great.
This is the first negative lineup you and I have done all season. I'm not kidding. I've been tracking this. This is the first negative sim to ROI we've gotten on any lineups that we've built on this show the entire season, Greg.
I thought there was one where there was some cheap quarterback we tried to make a lineup of that we couldn't.
And it was negative or just slightly positive?
I think it was negative. I could be remembering wrong though.
Maybe you're right. Either way, this is foreign territory for us. So this is fun. This is actually perfect. I'm glad we got a negative lineup. What do you think makes this lineup negative?
The quarterbacks suck in this game.
Yeah, but we ran one with Cooper Rush in the 40%. The one that Ben and I built, it was still 32%. Hold on, don't clear it yet. There's got to be something else that's keeping it from being even remotely positive.
Yeah, I don't. It just doesn't really project well enough.
If we took out Neighbors,
I think we'd have to take. I think we'd have to take Tracy out or Neighbors. One of the two.
I think it would project better with Tracy and without Neighbors at their respective price points. They have the same.
Very possible.
They have the same. Leave Tracy in there. See what we can do here if we go. Like Tyreek Hill's cheaper. He projects better. Throw him in there. Can we upgrade anywhere else?
We could go a little bit cheaper at defense.
I don't know if it gets us anywhere else, though. Well, actually, if you took St. Brown out.
What we could do, actually, is we could plug in the Cowboys defense, which projects really well for us.
Okay. Try it.
We only have Tracy and is the only Giant, so it's not too negatively correlated. This does make the lineup project better, and I think just the fantasy point increase that we got from those swaps will make it better.
Matt Riley said, there we go. Okay. Try one more thing here. Mm-hmm. Take St. Brown out of this one and put Keenan Allen at wide receiver.
And then Gibbs.
That's what I was wondering, yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown projects 2 fantasy points better, though.
Okay, so go to running back then for a second. Is there any way we could go?
We could take Tracy out and go Gibbs instead.
Let's try that.
And then we have $6,400 for the flex.
Oh, wait, I have an idea. Greg, I have an idea. Hold on. All right, take the Cowboys out and how does Montgomery project?
Not great relative to his price.
No, you're right. If you put Jacobs in, we can't get to any defense, right? At flex.
Correct.
If you put that.
Yeah. We could go to DJ Moore. Let's see. Let's plug in.
Wait. What if we put Jacobs in at flex, took Tyreek Hill out?
This lineup works, by the way, with Josh Jacobs.
Oh, wow. Try it. I mean, the defense doesn't project well, but try it.
I'm not sure how much the defense is going to change. Yeah.
Look at that. Okay. It might not, but just try one thing. Put Jaden Reed in over Tyreek Hill, and then I think we'll be able to get Bears defense.
You mean we have the Bears defense now? Who instead?
Oh, I'm sorry. Lions.
And
put Jaden Reed in.
Who did you say over Tyreek Hill? Jaden Reed?
Yeah, and then it's going to give us enough to get the Lions defense. I just want to see. I think it's probably helpful for people watching too to see if this is to see what's working with this slate right now.
Yeah, let's see how this one ends up looking.
Okay, so like same thing, right?
Yeah, just about.
Okay.
All right. Final game. We'll look at Packers Dolphins, and we can look at the FanDuel side of things.
Let's do it. By the way, Daniel Jones to the Vikings.
Yeah, I saw that, which I think is good insurance for them, especially because Sam Darnold started the year playing really well. He's still been okay as of late, but he's seemingly, and I'm just going on memory, so maybe this is wrong. I feel like he's gotten hurt and had an injury scare in something like 3 of the last 4 games.
It does feel that way. Yes, it does.
I'll tell you who really should, or he might have just not wanted to go there. The Dolphins desperately need a backup quarterback who is serviceable because they're still one of the best offenses and one of the best teams in football when Tua is healthy, but they're just total dog shit when he's out. They need a decent backup.
Great point. Yeah, that's a great point for sure.
Easy playoff team if they had if they had a reasonable backup quarterback this year, they're a playoff team right now.
Yep, definitely. Oh my God, definitely. Yeah. Matt Riley said, thought there was no data for the Sims yesterday when you ran the Cooper Rush lineup. There wasn't. Greg and I, first thing when we jumped on this show, we ran it to see how it came out. It was 32%. So it's nice. Jake DeWitt, good question. I know you haven't looked at lineups too much yet, but thoughts on how many uniques you'll use on a 3-gamer?
I haven't put much thought into it, Jake, so I don't know. My feeling though is that if you set too many uniques, you're going to give yourself some pretty poor lineups because there's only so many players to choose from. So if you set if you set 3 uniques in the Sims, what is that going to do to your lineups? You're going to end up with some goofy players in those lineups.
And you can use them in the Sims too. You can toy around with it, set the amount of uniques you want, see what those exposures and individual lineups look like. All right, let's do it. Oh, Greg, by the way, I mentioned Portfolio EV, but we're doing things big for the people here this Thanksgiving, this Black Friday. Got a little something going on the Stokastic side too. What about the fact that right now we got a 50% off any core or max package that you want? Anything. That's the single lineup sim. That's the actual sim. Boom, bust tool, top stacks, ownership, premium Discord. Everything is included. You want to build better lineups. You want to go into Thanksgiving feeling confident and doing things the way you should be doing now that we're about to flip the page over to 2025 and the game keeps evolving and the edge keeps shrinking. This is how you do it. And I'll tell you one other thing. By the way, link down there. As always, just click that 50% off with promo code Black Friday at checkout. So listen, this is, you're not going to get it better than this. But the fact, Greg, that you have Thanksgiving and then you've got Christmas coming up and you've got the Saturday games, you've got the Black Friday games, you've got all of these obscure slates, all of these holiday slates. And given that today is the 27th of November, you grab the month of core, the month of max for 50% off with promo code Black Friday. You're getting all of those slates. Best time every year to do it. I think some people wait all the way until now because they know we're going to run a sale on Black Friday and they're going to get 50% off for all of the good weeks of football.
I just did something beyond impressive that nobody's going to appreciate. Nobody's even going to know I did it. So I'm just going to shout it out right now. I did not have the graphic here in StreamYard for Loughran to do the ad read with. So I just had to find the graphic and add it to StreamYard and add it to the play card.
Look at you, man.
I can get it up. So that's what I was doing. When I was there was things changing because I was clicking around trying to find the graphic here with the promo, and it just wasn't in StreamYard. So I just had to go make it myself while you were talking.
You are the man. You are the man.
So and now you guys can't forget about it because I had to take 15 seconds of my time to figure out how to do this. And I didn't know if it was going to work or not, and it did.
It's good through the 1st of December, but why in the world would you wait for post-Thanksgiving, post-Black Friday, post-Sunday? Grab the month, take advantage of all these slates. And the Sims and the single lineup sim have every slate that you could imagine, including like every obscure, weird showdown slate, all of it. So again, you have questions, hit us up in Discord or our DMs are always open. 50% off. Link down there. Use code Black Friday when you check out. Man, we got you guys covered this Thanksgiving, huh? All right, let's build one out for this late game. I'm excited about this game. I want to throw Tua in there. But if you want to go Jordan Love, we can. It's just such a hard target share to drill down.
They're very, very similar looking. I mean, we've got Tua projected for one less fantasy point, but at the same time, too, he's a little bit less popular. He's $300 less expensive. So the points per dollar value is nearly identical between the two of them. Let's go Tua. I don't have a massive difference in feeling between the two.
How worried are you about the cold here? Because everyone so many people I talk to are worried about it. I could just be so far off base, but and they're like, he's 0-4 in the cold weather games with an average loss of 18 points. And I'm like, yeah, well, they played in Buffalo. They lost 32-29, 3-point loss, 25 degrees, lake effect snow. They played in Buffalo the next year in the playoffs, and it was Skylar Thompson, and it was a 34-31 game, and it was freezing, and everyone thought that game, it was like a 17-point spread, ended up being 3 points. But then you look at last year and you're like, oh yeah, they got killed in that Kansas City game. Like, okay, first of all, Tua was pressured all game. Second, that's not a normal game. It was fucking Antarctica. Like it was minus 28-degree wind chill. And they were like, people were urging them not to even play the game. So maybe I'm wrong, but it's going to be cold. It's not going to be like you lose 6 fingers and 3 toes by the time this game is over type cold.
So the other thing too is the weather a concern? Yes, but there's concerns in all of these games. The Lions could beat the Bears by 40 points and they don't throw the ball in the second half. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it happen with the Lions. There was the game they scored, was it 52 points and Jared Goff had like 85 passing yards a few weeks ago. You got Cowboys and Giants. It's Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush. That's a concern. Then you got the There's concerns in all 3 of these games. Just pick your poison.
By the way, I grabbed Miami at 3.5. This is a fun game because everyone who talks about the Packers side being the side, I don't even disagree with them. And I know a lot of people that I respect have talked about like, yeah, I'm on the Packers, but I totally get why people would want to be on the Dolphins. I see it the same way. 47-point total game. This is actually moving from 3.5 to 3 on a lot of books as well. So look, Greg, if it plays close to the spread and the total, that's really all we're playing for here. And that's all we can do from a projection standpoint as well. Like we're not going to inject our own thoughts into the projections.
Yeah. And I mean, we do to an extent, but it's not.
No. I mean, from where they are right now, we're not just going to be like, well, Tua loses by 18 points on average. So let's adjust the projections as if this is a 10-point spread.
Yeah, exactly. There still has to be some guidelines in terms of here's what's the realistic expectations are. Because I know there are people we'll see it in YouTube chat all the time. Somebody, this guy has a 0% chance. He has no way he could be in the winning lineup, which that's never actually factually what the case is. So yeah, we wouldn't look at the weather and say Tua should be projected for 8 fantasy points or anything.
Right. All right. Well,
we haven't played a single Achane lineup yet.
Let's do it then. I love Devon Achane.
I suspect Waddle is going to be more popular and project a little bit better when we update everything yesterday. Waddle, big time breakout game last week. He's not going to sim out particularly well if he's in these stacks just because of how low he's projected. We only have him for 10.2 fantasy points. Jalen Waddle was the guy who made the slate for me last week. I did really well, and a lot of it was because Jalen Waddle was, nice. I think, my 3rd or 4th most rostered player. So I do like going back to Waddle. But for the purposes of us building lineups here, it's just going to be really hard to build good sim ROI lineups with this current projection.
What type of boost did you use on Waddle last week in the sims?
This is not an exact way to do it, but I basically reduced the target share of guys like Tyreek Hill and Jonnu Smith and lowered their projection a little bit and then increased the projection for Jalen Waddle. And that was what got him to be in like 20-something% of my lineups.
It's a way to do it. Yeah, as long as you're impacting the other players when you're projecting Waddle up, you know. I mean, honestly, you could just go Jonnu Smith and Tyreek Hill here.
Absolutely. I mean, I made, I think 30% of my lineups on Sunday were Dolphins 3-man stacks.
It's fine.
And I only rostered in those 3-man stacks. These were the only players: Achane, Hill, Waddle, Jonnu Smith. And I just had a bunch of different ways that I filtered in and out of those guys. And if it wasn't for Kareem Hunt, I would have had a ton of live lineups on Sunday. But that was a really good core for me the other day. And I don't mind that being the core on Thanksgiving either.
Okay. By the way, Weekend Warrior said, is there a tool that shows what settings we should use for each contest, like settings and percentage to use? And our friend Jake DeWitt, Weekend Warrior, spend the next hour after the show watching the Sims tutorial videos Greg has on YouTube. That'll cut the learning curve down to nothing, essentially. Just watch those videos. Is the best place to find those tutorials for anyone that might want to check out the Sims tools. And you have a Sims tool, or you have a tutorial for this tool as well.
Correct. Yeah, they're all on the YouTube channel. It's so hard to find stuff on YouTube if you're just looking through our videos. Here's the easiest way to do it. Go to the YouTube search and just search exactly what you're looking for. Yes. So you type in Stokastic NFL single lineup Sims and the tutorial will show up. That's going to be the easiest way to find it.
Yeah, or Stochastic NFL lineup simulator or something like that for this one. Or I'm sorry, for the traditional Sims.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Tua, Achane, Hill, and Smith. I think Jaden Reed or Josh Jacobs makes a lot of sense next.
Yeah, if not
maybe both.
Yeah. Let's go Jacobs, and we'll go Reed.
How do the other Green Bay receivers project? Do we have Romeo Doubs projected out? Okay, we do.
Yes. Yeah.
So the next best would be Christian Watson. I think he's fine here. Dontavian Wicks. Those guys are all viable, but let's see how it looks with this one, and then maybe we'll make one tweak to it, Greg. And yeah, let's see this one first, and then maybe we can tweak it.
Yeah.
I was going to say throw the Giants defense in there.
Yeah, let's go Giants at 2,800, or we could go Cowboys at 31 also, either one.
Just go cheapest for now because we only have 4,100 remaining. Probably Dowdle.
This, you know what I think this is going to be? Potentially a double tight end lineup with Schoonmaker.
I'd be okay with that.
Because he's
go to flex
400. Oh, whoops. Yeah, flex. So if we plug in Schoonmaker at 3,400.
Oh, you were so close, dude. Why didn't you just keep scrolling?
I'd rather type it in. All right, there we go. So now we got 6,200. Yeah, so then we could actually go DJ Moore, and then we could upgrade the defense to the Cowboys.
Sure.
This one's going to sim out well.
How well? Give me a prediction. I think 21%.
I'm going to say 80.
80, okay.
Not even close.
Try this. Let's go. Try Jordan Love in there.
Oh, that's right, because we could do Jordan Love. And yeah, this is going to come out a little bit better.
But wait. Hold on, no. Let's throw in one more of these discount Packers pass catchers, like a Christian Watson.
Instead of DJ Moore?
Yeah. Let's see which ones project the best.
It's Watson projects the best.
At 4,900?
Yeah. And then we have 700 left.
Can we
could go instead of we could go Dowdle probably instead of Schoonmaker now.
Yeah, Dowdle's the answer, I think, to making this lineup look better at his price. And then we just need to do one. We need to make one more tweak here.
We'd have to take Jacobs out. All right, so at running back, we'll put Dowdle back in. And then defense, let's see, if we had Cowboys, that would give us 5,600, and then we go DJ Moore. All right, this is going to look better, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to say this is our best one so far.
I wonder if we kept Giants and used – oh, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Nope. All right. These three gamers are tough, man. The three gamer. Oh, I know what'll change this. Replace Devon Achane with Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs it's only one fantasy point projection difference.
It's connected to the offense though. What does that give us? Hold on, before you run it. 700.
Yeah.
Do we have a viable upgrade from DJ? We might not need it. See if this makes any bit of a dip. Oh, wait, real quick. Okay.
Just tell me what you wanted to do. And we could make the change after this. And then when we do FanDuel after, we could do FanDuel non-particular game stack and just kind of do best projected sort of players for FanDuel.
All right. Only 6%. So by the way, we've run this 3 times, all positive results. There is a tweak out there that would put this to like 100 because the build in itself, like the basic build, is getting us in the positive. I just don't know what that tweak is.
I think Christian Watson being in Watch this.
I think you're
He
right.
just doesn't project well.
Well, what about Wicks?
He also doesn't project well.
No, I just thought Wicks was a lot cheaper, possibly.
Yeah, if we went more.
What if you went Keenan Allen instead of Moore? Aren't they only like half a fantasy point different?
Moore is 14. Keenan Allen's 13.3. Points per dollar, they're really similar. But I guess what does that give us at flex? Yeah, Moore. So it'd be Moore and Allen. Let's check out FanDuel.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so over on FanDuel, let's see what looks different here. So QBs, the chalk here, Caleb Williams, Jordan Love, Jared Goff. So more or less a lot of the same here as far as who the most popular guys are on the FanDuel side of things.
But Tua, $500 more than Jordan Love here.
Yeah. Maybe just because we didn't do it yet, we didn't make a Jared Goff lineup over on DraftKings.
Sure.
I don't know how hard it'll be to make the salary work, but we haven't made a lineup with him yet.
I'm all about it.
I know Dowdle's very cheap on FanDuel. Yeah, he's 6,100.
I really want to, throw Dowdle in. That's fine. If we're going to do this, great way to close out the show. I really just want to try a Lions onslaught and see if we can make it work. Like Gibbs, Laporta, Amon-Ra. I haven't looked at FanDuel pricing, but can we do it?
Yeah, Laporta is super cheap everywhere. We didn't make any Laporta lineups on DraftKings. I like Laporta quite a bit.
Throw Slate down in too. Let's just see if we can make it work. And then we'll toss a defense in.
Yeah, Amon-Ra is $9K. James Williams is only $5,700 on FanDuel.
Oh, wow. Hold on. What's the projection? So Jameson Williams over Laporta probably would make sense, and then we could get a cheaper tight end. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Laporta is still the most expensive tight end on FanDuel.
Jonnu Smith is.
Oh, okay. I didn't see him up top.
Yeah. With that said, all the tight ends are priced almost around the same. It's all like $5K to $6,300.
Can you click on tight end?
Yeah.
Schoonmaker at $5K is probably one of the best.
That spot. We could go Schoonmaker. Points per dollar, Laporta still projects better.
Yeah, you're right.
We could do this, though. And we've got...
Who's the cheapest defense?
Yeah, cheapest viable defense. The defenses are all about the same price on FanDuel, too. The cheapest defense is the Bears. We're clearly not playing the Bears in this lineup. The second cheapest defense is the Giants at $3,700, but the Dolphins are $3,900. The Cowboys are $4,100.
What if we played the Lions for like a full-out onslaught? Or do you think – I guess Cowboys does make more sense here. You're right.
The Lions project better, and the Cowboys are cheaper by $600.
Cowboys project better.
Yeah, I might have said that backwards.
Okay. This should work. Where's our value at?
Yeah, so then wide receiver, we could go DJ Moore at wide receiver. Actually, we could go Moore and Allen.
We could. What do you think these lineups would look like though with zero, like just a full out Detroit onslaught, no run back?
So I think they would look good. The only reason that I think the run backs would look better is just because DJ Moore and Keenan Allen are cheap and project well on FanDuel.
That is true.
But maybe we could go, if we go Keenan Allen, we could also go Jaden Reed, although DJ Moore projects better than both of them. So
you could try DJ Moore in there.
Yeah, if we went Moore, then let's see who projects the best in the flex. Tracy.
Sweet. Hey, before you click, can you just filter by sort by value? I just want to see what the best value at flex is right now. If anyone's building and they wanted to go, look at that. Tyrone Tracy is the best.
This is going to end up being, we put this lineup together fairly quickly. and it came together really easy. This is going to be our highest ROI lineup. I know I said this for every one, but it's because I'm remaining optimistic. I actually believe it's going to be the case this time now.
I think so too. But how popular is a lineup like this? Like that looks.
Shoemaker's only 11% owned. You can only be so contrarian
Sure.
on a 2-game slate. Like I saw somebody in chat, 49 points. All right, solid. Somebody in chat had recommended us. I think somebody asked us to do a Zeke lineup. It's going to be impossible to build a Zeke lineup that projects well. We've got him for 3 fantasy points.
Yeah. Also, there's so many good running backs on a 3-game slate. Gibbs, Dowdle, Tracy, HN, Jacobs. There's a lot that it's going to be tough to make that work.
Let's see. I just want to here are all the players that as of right now project the best points per dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Caleb Williams, I'll sort by flex actually, because there's also going to be a lot of the QBs. But Dowdle, Jacobs, Gibbs, Tracy. Yeah, you're right. The top 4 points per dollar are running backs. Then Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, another running back, HN, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore. A lot of good looking running back options for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's really tough to want to get away from that. Like, because Ben and I talked about it yesterday. Would you do a Jalen Wright or a Mostert? The opportunity cost, even though they're cheap, it's so significant. We just built what? We just essentially, with all the different variations, we just ran like 8 or 9 different lineups. Mm-hmm. We had no real, like, true salary restrictions getting good players into these lineups this week with the prices.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that especially on FanDuel, that FanDuel lineup we just built, we were able to get a lot of the top players in it.
Yeah. Mark said Caleb could also suck and ruin the whole lineup. Absolutely. So could Jared Goff. And here's what I mean by that. They could just run the shit. They could run the ball against one of the worst run defenses in the league. And the winning lineup this week, I'm glad I'm mentioning this because, just thinking through the winning lineup this week could have no Lions pass catchers, but have Gibbs and Montgomery. If those guys put 2 touchdowns each and Jared Goff finishes with 10 fantasy points, that could definitely be in play. Caleb could suck. Tommy DeVito probably will suck. Cooper Rush could suck. Maybe the cold gets to Tua. Jordan Love's been wildly pedestrian because Josh Jacobs is putting in a ton of work lately. You mentioned it. There are question marks and kind of warts with every team on this slate.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, a point that I brought up before, but bringing up that just because the Lions win and score a lot of points, it doesn't mean there have to be big fantasy games. We saw a month ago, the Lions played the Titans. They scored 52 points and Jared Goff had 85 passing yards.
Crazy. This is fun, man. This is cool. This is the first time we've done one with only a few games.
Yeah. And it is kind of cool, too, because I don't think there was a single relevant player that we didn't talk about in some respect over the course. It's impossible to do for a 10, 11-game slate. But for a 3-game slate, we had nearly everybody either as a talking point or tried them in a lineup.
Definitely. And if you wanted to go cheap, last thing we'll do, go to wide receiver and go value, point per dollar value.
Sure.
So just quickly, the thing that stands out is that even though you have guys like Tolbert playing a lot of snaps, you have a dirt cheap minimum salary on DraftKings. I don't know what he is on FanDuel. Malik Washington, just the restrictions aren't there this week. Like, that's why I don't think you're seeing enough of this value projected well enough for us to try and get them in. There's just a million different ways to make good lineups regardless.
Yeah, there's a lot in this line. I mean, you look here at the wide receiver position, and Jameson Williams is underpriced. DJ Moore is probably a little bit underpriced. But the salaries are so soft on FanDuel, you just fit a lot of these guys in anyway.
I feel like Jameson Williams is crazy underpriced. He's more expensive on DraftKings than FanDuel. You don't see that often at all.
No, $5,700, broken price point, especially for his upside. So he's expected to be, the 3rd most popular wide receiver right now. Only CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown pulling more ownership.
Wow. And guys, again, you want to use these tools. Black Friday, all one word is the promo. Just make sure to use that link down there. It'll take you right there. You check out, use Black Friday. And then, of course, Portfolio EV, 75% off the whole month. That's less than $1 a day, less than 85 cents a day. Link down there. Use promo code THANKS. So if you're doing both of them, Black Friday's the promo with the link for 50% off Core or Max for Stokastic, for the Sims and all that. And then 75% off for Odd Shopper Portfolio EV tool is 75% off. Promo code is THANKS. I think that's it, man. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, a great Thanksgiving. Hit us with those winning screenshots over on Twitter when you get them. And we'd love to have you guys join the family on either side. Say hi in Discord. Say what's up. Ask us questions. We want to get you going quick. Anything before we go?
No, that's going to be it for me. If you guys haven't done it, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and have a good holiday.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, guys. We'll see you back. Greg and I'll see you back here Friday. We got, who am I doing the live before lock with, by the way?
You and Ben Raza on Friday afternoon,
cool.
2 to 3 for the Black Friday game.
Live before lock action on Black Friday, and then you and me on Sim Strategy Show Friday at 10 Eastern. Sweet.
Yep.
Have a great one, guys. We'll see you soon.